Welcome in, sim racing fans from around the globe tonight. Stamp Studio Network brings you coverage live from Portland International Raceway up here in Oregon. This is one of my favorite tracks. Now they have brought it in here to the sim. I can't wait for this race. Green flag drop here in just 30 seconds time. We're going to have all of these drivers just finishing up qualifying now. This is our season opener here at the West Coast Sim Racing League, formerly known as the GR86 Challenge League. We also had the Multi-Class 86 Challenge League also on Thursday nights. We got it both coming at you back live here on SSN, now once again known as West Coast Sim Racing. Lots of familiar faces, also lots of some newer faces in some new places. Let's take a look at our practice results here before we take a look at our starting grid. There you see him coming across your screen there. It was very, very tight within practice there between Marvin Samoya and John Eversole, fastest in practice, just 0.02 seconds separating those two drivers. Also had Nico Colby up there in the practice times, 0.06 seconds back. Also Ali Ixay, 0.808 seconds back, Stone Colby, Slater Colby, Warren Johnson, Rob Edgell, Andreas Prienfalk, Brian Reyes rounding out that top 10 in practice. More importantly, let's take a look at our starting grid here, our qualifying results. Holy, Rainey Holmes Racing up there on the pole. Congrats there, Joe Rainey. That's going to be, I think, the safest starting spots, although we will have a competition caution thrown halfway through this 40-minute race. Rob Edgell there rounding out our front row there, P2. Thiago P. de Lima, John Ebersol, Ali Ixay, Stone Colby, Nico Colby, Amethyst Reese, Marvin Samoya, Brian Reyes rounding out that top 10. Jake Steckler, Slater Colby, Brandon Birch, Jesse Pate, Andreas Prienfalk, Benjamin Forehand, Warren Johnson, Christian Elyers, Darren Colby, Daniel Parmalee rounding out that 23 driver grid. We also have Rylan Stewart, Daniel Higgins, and Andreas Profana rounding out that 23 driver grid. Alrighty, before we get to that drop of the green flag, take a look at something that I'm probably going to bring up a few times here today. We got 112 Fahrenheit track temp. To me, that's a little bit spicy. I wonder if that is just SDK throwing me for a loop, as we're showing 68-degree Fahrenheit air temp ambient temperatures. Well, it might be a little warm on these cooler tires. Hopefully this pace car dives into the pits here and we can get racing, or we might have one. Yep, here we go. Alrighty, this is what we have waited 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks felt like 2 months there in the off season. We are just about a few feet away for some green flag racing, our season opener here from Portland International Raceway. Joe Rainey, the field is in your hands. We are already starting to fan out here a little bit further in the back of the pack. We'll keep it side by side. Matter of fact, Joe Rainey, he's cleared him. Here comes Thiago once again. 3 and 4 wide for the battle for 4th and 5th. This is not going to be good. We'll skip the chicane. We already got a driver going around. Here we go into turn 1. Oh man, Stone Colby, no, Stone, no. Stone's already gone around. We'll keep things moving and grooving up here. No, we won't. Jesse's going to go around as well. Good God, this is looking like a week 13 race here, boys. Still got cars going around. We'll get back and up to our battle for the race lead. Joe Rainey and Thiago P. de Lima. These drivers are in the safest spots of the race right now, but not for long. Remember, we do have that competition caution halfway to go through this race. Things are still heating up. Check out Marvin Samoya, John Ebersol. They got through this start cleanly. Here we go, a little bit of bump drafting action. Look at that battle for the race lead. It's Joe Rainey. He's going to dive down the inside. Door quarter clear for number 17. Takes the lead right back. That didn't take long for Joe Rainey to say, hey, I am not here to play around after taking pole. I'm going to take it right back from you, Thiago P. de Lima. Hopping on board with Brian Reyes here. Thank you everybody joining in here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Let me know if audio levels are just A-okay, if cars are a little bit too loud, if I am a little bit too loud. Here comes a nice move. Look at that. That's very vibrant gold and black. Stam Studio Network rock star racing Nico Colby. He's going to look down the inside in turns 1 and 2. Remember, we skipped that the chicane here in this layout. Only 9 turns, 1.9 miles. Marvin Samoya runs wide. Fortunate here from Marvin. He'll drop now down to P11. That's -2 spots from where he started this race. And how about this? Battle for the race lead. It's gone back to Thiago P. de Lima. We'll take a quick replay at how this happened, and then we will have a pretty good, quite a few replays to look at on that race start. Okay, I'm still looking forward to your apology. Okay, here. This is the replay as the pass for the race lead. Thiago P. de Lima, he'll dive it back and around the inside here. Somehow the tires will stick. I know we're not back up to, we are not to racing temps and pressures here just quite yet. No, this racing is going to ensue between these two, between this front battle as speaking of which, it continues to heat up. Here's Panda Spec Motorsport driver, a little teal and black action for Rob Edgell. The 081 finds himself up to P3, -1 spot where he started the race. Nico Colby's right there with him. Goodness great. There are battles just all over the racetrack right now. Some of our closest battles, matter of fact, are a little bit further here in the back of the pack, respectively. Stone Colby, he lost -9 spots since that drop of the green. And you know it, of course, we got the Colby cams here tonight. Nico's looking like he's trying to lock in here. Slater already locked, no Stone cam, but got there Andres Profana up there at the top of the screen. Also in the same camera shot, running that Lightning McQueen-inspired SSN GR86 paint job. As here comes, he's going to have to play some defense over that Nyan Cat. Very, very vibrant Nyan blue paint scheme there. Looks like Amethyst Reese might run a little wide. She'll get it right back underneath her. That vehicle buyer's number 15. That takes flight there, up, lifts 2 tires. Speaking of vehicle buyers, if you are looking to buy or sell, buy, it's overstockvehicles.com, sell vehiclebuyers.com. Hit those guys up, enter in your zip code, and they'll give you a nice estimate on what your car is worth. Back up here for the battle for the race lead. Thiago P. de Lima, Joe Rainey. I'm telling you right now, guys, this battle's not going to go away for the next about 37 minutes in this race. I know we, once again, have that competition caution halfway to go. I think things will continue to heat up between these drivers. If they start to play a little bit too much cat and mouse, remember, Rob Edgell. How about Brian Reyes right now, our third biggest mover on the race, except no, now he runs wide. That SSN UT Texas University paint scheme runs a little wide. Nico Colby takes the spot back. Here comes John Ebersol trying to get back to where he started this race. Goodness, this with us not running the chicane layouts here, I think we're going to continue to see some kind of slipstream, some draft start to play a factor, excuse me. Let's check out this long straightaway. Once again, forced down, it would have had that right-left chicane. We are not abiding to use it as the NASCAR Xfinity Series actually did last season here. We are keeping this straight, and I don't really hate this decision from league owner Warren Johnson. Speaking of that bump draft, I know this is a driver who knows very well how to do it. Brian Reyes, coming from some oval racing here, he'll get right in the back bumper of John Ebersol. Give him just a little nudge going into 1 and 2. We'll wrap it back around here for 3 and 4. Checking in here on Darren Colby, the yellow paint scheme. This is newer for Darren. Got, Wrangler, there you go, number 52. He's wrangling these drivers here behind him tonight. That's Daniel Higgins, the number 1. Stone Colby shown 12th, 13th. Got Andres Profana there 14th. Amethyst Reese shown 15th. I'm liking the pace and the speed here out of Darren tonight as he's getting his popcorn bucket out, checking a really nice view of this battle out here. Andreas Prienfalk's going to have to give it right back here to Marvin Samoya. Jake Steckler's going to run the outside. He'll take that spot for P8. That's 3 spots gained for that number 42, Jake Steckler. But for how long you better run, you better hide, Jake. Here comes Marvin Samoya. They're out of the exit of turn 9 there. Only 9 turns here tonight from Portland. You see in it why this is one of my favorites. Not too much elevation change to work with, but get a little bit more technical section here into Sector 1 and 2. Speaking of Sector 1 and 2, here we go. And it's side by side. We're not even going to bang some doors here. This is the racecraft and the speed between these two drivers and the West Coast Sim Racing League. Here we go, Jake Steckler, Marvin Samoya. Also got Andreas Prienfalk lurking in the shadows. Now we're hopping on board with another Andreas here. This is Mr. Profana. You see them up there, him in the top left camera shots up there, and you can see where the similarities come from, the wheel movements here, and just how, I mean, look at that, the micro adjustments that Andreas makes here along our second sort of back straightaway. Speaking of micro, those are some macro adjustments for Slater Colby. Nico Colby still more focused than a mug here. Andreas still locked in. He sits plus 10 spots, actually plus 9 spots right now as Amethyst Reese will dive down the inside. Andreas Profana with a nice start here tonight. Melina Colby is down there, of course. Man, appreciate you joining us here tonight, Melina. Also got Terry, Moonlight Dancer, and every single one of you. We're showing 13 live viewers right now on Stam Studio Network. You can't get much better than this, and I tell you what, you can't get much better than as well as this is our battle for the race lead. My goodness, Mr. that's Rainy Homes Racing.az. It's driver number 17, GR86. He'll take the spot right back away from Nico, and take a look at that. That little license plate sticker. The Colbsters now have some. They will be on their real-life Mazda MX-5 cars in the Apex Motor Club out there, Arizona. And I mean, there you can't get much better advertising than that. He will. The reason I bring that up, that's worth an extra 5 horsepower there. It's here once again. That's Nico Colby right back around that Rockstar energy drink. Oh, I thought we had a license plate there. Nope, Nico Colby will make that pass work. I believe without a sticker there. John Ebersol back up to P4 where he started this race. Slater Colby, how bad it's up 7 spots. This driver didn't qualify where he was really thinking or expecting. I know his practice times weren't looking overall that well, but man, every week you'll definitely see Slater start to pick up this pace. And I know we're only 10 minutes down within the race. I like to treat the Crank It Ups about a quarter of the way through, but right now we just have so much nice side-by-side battling action. Let's squeeze a little one in here. Go ahead and enjoy the sights and sounds of the racetrack. I'll be right with you up here in Stam Studio Network. this is my warning to you here. You can slowly go ahead and crank this puppy back down. And real quick, while we have a moment here, I would like to take another look at our race start. I know we're 10 minutes down here, but take a look about halfway through this pack, and we're gonna see. There's one incident that ensues pretty bad here. I think it's coming out of turn 1, and then we're gonna continue to wrap them up and stack them up through 3 and 4 here, I do believe. Oh, sorry, I am going all around. I apologize about that. Yeah, okay, there goes Stone, I believe that was there at the corner of our eyeballs. Then there goes Amethyst Reese, got this, the 19 around with them as well. And then here we're just trying to rejoin the track. And yep, there's even more incidents up there in front. That's the Panda Spec Motorsport driver, the Barbie machine around. That's looks like Darren Colby involved as well. Anyway, they just kept coming. I'll get us back to some live racing action, then we'll take a look at some incidents that have occurred throughout this race. Daniel Parmalee, Jesse L. Pate, Rylan Stewart all involved in that first really big incident that we just saw a replay of. Brandon Birch also had an incident about a lap or two ago. Also looks like Warren Johnson could have been involved in that one. Real quick, we'll take a replay at that one. This is the vehicle buyers, the white number 36 who went around a little bit at the corner of our eye on that last replay. Here's an incident. Oh, he's gonna overcorrect it hard into the tire barriers. At least it did happen right there in front of pit lane, and we don't have a quick repair tonight, but we do have 2 fast repairs available to us. You just have to bring your car down into the pit road, and it'll bring an instant repair out, but it's unfortunate that you do have to drive down and into pit lane and lose all of those spots. Here's going to be Thiago P. de Lima, Nico Colby. This driver, he has picked up the pace since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Side by side into turns 1 and 2. How about Brian Reyes still lurking like a shark that smells blood in the water? Thiago P. de Lima will dive it down the inside. A little bit of left side door damage for Thiago P. de Lima. That had ensued a little bit earlier on within the race. Nico Colby is going to compromise that exit a little bit. Here comes Slater Colby. Logan Stanley, we see you down there in YouTube chat. Let me know who your guys' race pick to win is here. There we see Slater Colby locked in on that back bumper of Nico Colby down our longer back straightaway here at Portland International Raceway. You could call this place, quite frankly, a Portland International Speedway, because just don't count out any of these drivers that are in our top 5 running spots. The draft plays a huge factor here on that, excuse me, it's the front straightaway that we have here that you see coming out of turn 9. But Joe Rainey, if this driver has what it takes to make this all happen here tonight, about 5 minutes to go till our competition caution, this will be a special driver interview. You better get the champagne ready for number 17. I don't want to speak too soon, but right now he's got the third fastest lap, on the day. Here comes Thiago P. de Lima. He won't dive it down the inside, but I think he was thinking of it. We got a driver running wide. Don't tell me that's Reyes. It is. He's going to somehow keep it underneath him there. 21 will lose a little bit of speed and pace to P4 Slater up there in front. But remember, hey, keep it all under wraps, Reyes. We got 5 minutes to go till that competition caution. Joe Rainey continues to lead P. de Lima. Nico Colby, Slater Colby, Reyes, Marvin Samoya, Andreas Prienfalk, Jake Steckler, Stone Colby, John Eversole, our top 10. Checking live here on YouTube land once again. We got Terry saying my pick is Nico. If you got your Instagram, man, that was so cool to see Nico post a POV video of him tackling big wave action there. I didn't know they had an ocean up in Arizona. I'm just kidding. It's one of those man-made surf parks there. But Nico was ripping it. Almost had that tube going on the wave. I knew he had it in him, but not like that, man. He's ripping it on the waves, whipping it out here, ripping it out here on track as well. He's going to try and give Joe Rainey a little bit of a bump. No contact between the two drivers. Thiago P. de Lima will take the inside lines. inside line, excuse me, right back around Joe Rainey. Thiago P. de Lima back up to the race lead. Joe Rainey unfortunately falls back to P2. I don't hate this move right now if you're Joe Rainey. I mean, look at the, first of all, look at the damage, the scrapes on Thiago P. de Lima's right and left sides. I don't think that's aerodynamically slowing him down, but he's definitely had to, a little bit of bump, a little bit of a run to get where he's at. I don't hate where Joe Rainey is here once again. You are learning every single lap, every single corner. Where is Thiago P. de Lima beating me? Where is he braking maybe possibly just a little bit later, carrying maybe a little bit more speed than where I am? This is all chess. It's upwards about 140, 150 miles per hour, I do believe. No, we're not in that down the straights. Damn near it though. Here we go. First, second, third, fourth is starting to heat up. Brian Reyes is, I believe, has a slowdown here, or just trying to break the draft to Marvin Samoya as he is still right on that back buffer. I know I say this quite a few times here, and now we're going to look side by side for the race lead. Runs are even. Door quarter clear for Joe Rainey once again. Oh, Thiago P. de Lima's trying to step it out there. You see not too much gravel or really tire rubber is accumulated off of the race line. These drivers able to use quite a few different racing lines here on and underneath braking zones. That's why I think we're starting to see just some pretty good racing. Oh, there goes Nico Colby. Oh, Nico gonna rooster tail some gravel on the racetrack here. As we're starting to look side by side between Reyes and Samoya. Give P5 to Samoya right now. Yep, we're gonna talk about this probably about 10 more minutes from now. I'm probably gonna be screaming about it here, but once again, the slipstream is just so powerful here on our front stretch. I really don't want to be leading coming to probably 2 laps to go. I want to be P2 coming to 2 to 1 lap to go, just like Thiago P. de Lima is here. He's shown that he can make the pass here into turn 1, and that's exactly where he would have to make the move on our white flag lap. And just about 20 minutes time from now, look at this is exactly what I'm talking about. The same move, just about to line him up. And careful here, Joe Rainey. He's got another yellow and black car looking down the inside. That's going to be Slater Colby, our biggest mover here tonight. Slater up 10 spots since the drop of the green flag. I was talking all this mess about Joe Rainey and Thiago P. de Lima battling out here for the lead, but Slater Colby, he could be here to steal one away. Joe Rainey gets deep there, going to have to sacrifice a little bit there off of corner exit. 1 minute to go until our caution flag flies here. We're going to get these drivers that are 1 lap down waved around and then get some green flag racing right back to you. This is a battle for pretty much that restart spot. Here we go, side by side. 40 seconds to go till that yellow comes out. Give it to Thiago P. de Lima. Once again, Slater Colby still right there with him. Got Joe Rainey, Nico Colby, Marvin Samoya is ever so slightly starting to close in on this battle. 20 seconds to go. Thiago P. de Lima is going to play the defensive line here to turn 1. Slater Colby is that darker colored GR86 there at the top line. Gets a shot there from Joe Rainey here into turn 1. About 5 seconds to go. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Slater Colby. He's trying to dive it down the outside line. Thiago P. de Lima still there. Caution flag is out in a few moments here. We're still side by side. Looks like it's going to be Thiago P. de Lima. Alrighty, that should be caution flag thrown. I'm going to get a few drivers waved around here. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We'll be right back with you after a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Stam Studio Network. Apologies for the quick little mid-race break there with the ads there. I'm playing what? Director, producer, commentator, and as well as race control here behind the scenes, trying to get all these drivers back and wave back around. Got this competition caution. There you go. Who is that there? The blue. Oh, that's Brandon Burt's. Christian Gonzalez and Alexei going to make their way around. Pit lane should be open for these drivers, and that should give them the opportunity to take fuel and tires if they so desire. Thiago P. De Lima, Slater Colby, Joe Rainey are top three right now. Real quick, I know that if you joined us at the start of this broadcast, we talked about the weather. And I mean, although the ambient temperature is really nice here tonight, there you see on the right side of your screen here. Oh, 1 second. There's going to be some admin work I have to do here after this lap. There on the right side, we are still sitting about, what does that say, 116 degrees Fahrenheit. Excuse me, 114. So it's still pretty warm for these drivers, and especially these tires, now that they're all cooled down after this caution. We're gonna have to get those pressures and brakes, everything back up to operating temps and pressures there. Hang on board with me. There's one more thing I need to do here in admin world. Stick with me here. Alrighty, now the drivers are all happy. There we go. You hear you can actually hear the engine start to roar back to life there. 1 lap to green. Pace car light should be off there, you see. And I believe we should have double file restarts. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody down there in YouTube land that is a driver here tonight, but I know that we're still sitting single file right here. It makes me want to go against my word there, but I believe, at least from preseason testing, we did have double file restarts. Nico Colby will be, if this is double file, on the outside row, that second lane. Marvin Samoya will be the start of our third lane. Brian Reyes, Jake Steckler, Andreas Prienfolk, Stone Colby, Darren Colby, driver number 52. How about it? He sits up plus 9 spots right now after that's pretty wild front. Race start. Amethyst Reese, P11, John Ebersol, P12, Rob Edgel, Daniel Higgins, Benjamin Forehand out here, P15, Daniel Parmalee, Andreas Profana, Ryland Stewart, Jesse L. Pate, Warren Johnson, Christian Gonzalez, and Brandon Birch rounding out our 22 out of 23 driver field. Unfortunately, Ali Iksei has taken it down into the garage. Well, welcome into the second half of this race. It'll be just under 20 minutes to go. Zero the Racers, Zed's Life. We got some newer live YouTube chats here tonight saying, "You go, buddy. We'd love to call some of these races with you." Hey, that would need the help up here in the booth. That'd be pretty fun there, Zero. Zed saying, "Let's go, Marvin. Get up there, bud." Marvin is up here, bud. Starting P5, P6 this restart. There goes that iRacing safety pace car. I don't blame him. Into the safety of the pits. Here we go. Green flag is out once again from Portland International Raceway. I think the drivers up in the front 2 spots are in the safest and the best 2 spots. Here we go. Thiago P. De Lima, Slater Colby. We are already fanning out here in the back of the pack. Well, that's mid-pack, he could call it here. 4 wide showing. It'll settle it back down here to 3. That's Marvin Samoya. Oh, here comes Amethyst Reese down the inside. Not enough room. Amethyst could be a bowling ball here. She'll get it, try and settle back down. Holy moly, she took flight. She'll get the car slowed and woed down. Looking 3 wide here for 10th and 11th. We will keep it moving and grooving somehow. What a much cleaner start after the front race starts there. Andreas Brienfolk, Benjamin Forant up to 9th and 8th. Thiago P. De Lima still leading out here up front. Slater Colby P2. Oh, contact out of Brian Reyes' back bumper. What a race start from these drivers. We are keeping it clean as a whistle down here, heading down our short chute, heading into the left-hander, quick right-hander. You can't get much better than this Portland International Raceway. Here we go, Thiago P. De Lima, Slater Colby. These both yellow and black Toyota GR86s will need to put some teamwork to make the dream work happen here. Although right as I say that, Thiago P. De Lima goes a little wide, possibly asking a little bit too much of these tires early on. He'll go wide, lose that race lead to Slater Colby. Somehow slots right back in within that P2 spot, but not for long. Here comes Joe Rainey. He'll try and look down to the inside here as he's going to bring Marvin Samoya, Nico Colby right there with him. This is a battle for our top 5. Nico Colby is just waiting for contact as we are side by side for our front 2 rows. Joe Rainey back out into the race lead. Slater Colby's still right there with him for P2. Our second to biggest mover on the night, Thiago P. De Lima, right where he started this race in P3. He's going to have to take that defensive line here through turns 4 and 5. This is Marvin Samoya. How about Marvin showing some pace here tonight? That's teal blue transitioning to purple, very same purple that we're seeing Thiago P. De Lima run. Thiago's going to try and play a defensive line here. Marvin Samoya's got the preferred braking zone here. Marvin's going to look down and around. Oh, it's going to get tight here. Door quarter. Oh, Marvin goes up and into the air with his right side, down and around the inside for Thiago. Somehow muscles around to take our final driver interview spot, and that's Toyota GR86. We are getting to the nitty-gritty here tonight. Who is your pick to win? I think we have not seen the end of elbows out. Look at this, a fake down into the inside. Thiago P. De Lima is trying to get this final driver interview spot back and around for Marvin Samoya. Samoya with the pace here tonight. Nico Colby sits P5. How about Jake Steckler is right there with him. Brian Reyes on Jake's rear bumper as Stone Colby, Benjamin Forehand start to look side by side. Photographers, get your cameras out. I believe those are 2 overstock vehicles, vehicle buyers. Toyota GR86 is going at it. Even if it's not, these are quite some scenes to be had here. No, Daniel, no. Daniel's going to have some pretty heavy contact there in that front nose section. All right, real quick, we'll take a look at some replays here. This is Andreas Prienfolk running by himself at the moment, the number 4 here. I think he's going to carry just a little bit too much speed here. Or just, matter of fact, come to a complete stop. Here's Jesse Pates and John Ebersol's incident. There you see it, that's yellow and black GR86 already right sides off the racing circuit there. And oh, Panda Spec Motorsports, 2 Panda Spec drivers involved. Let's take another look at this replay here because you hate that 2 teammates are involved. And call that what you will. I just think it's some really nice racing that had ensued here until, boom, hard contact for two twin paint schemes there. Well, that start was really, really clean up until that point there where Jesse was involved. So was there we saw John Ebersol as well as Andreas Prienfolk. We're going to get back to the battle for the race lead. It's not heating up right now. It is straight boiling between Joe Rainey, Slater Colby, Thiago P. De Lima. Unfortunate for this driver, he actually falls back and behind Marvin Samoya as Marvin works up 6 spots gained since that drop of the green flag. Number 97, he's within our draft. Oh, Slater has to check up here for Joe Rainey, trying to avoid getting into the back bumper of him. We're going to look side by side for the race lead. Give it back to Joe Rainey. That's possibly just a little point behind for Slater, trying not to be on the worst line there coming to turns 8 and 9. Speaking of 9 minutes to go left here in this race. Thiago P. de Lima, he's starting to have to play some defense right now over Nico Colby as it's a rear view camera full of that number 16 Nico Colby. How about Jake Steckler? I don't think we've really given this driver enough credit here tonight. He started back there, P11 I do believe this was. And Jake, I mean, driver, yellow, good God. Red, black, and gray Toyota GR86. He's going to run just a little bit wide to give Stone Colby that spot. Number 15 will take P6 away from Jake, but that doesn't discredit what I am bringing up here. He's up 4 spots since the drop of the green here. Really nice run tonight for the driver number 42. Vehiclebuyers.com also on Stone's car right there in front of him. Back out to our battle for the race lead. It continues to look side by side down our little short shoot of a straightaway. Not that front straightaway. Oh, Joe Rainey, what a save! That got slideways coming that there out of turn 6. I believe that was. Here comes some 3 wide action here. Oh boy, this is a blanket over 1st through 5th. Slater Colby's going to get the race lead. Nico Colby backing up to P2. Marvin Samoya looks down around the inside of Joe Rainey. Here comes Thiago P. de Lima down the inside of Joe Rainey. 3 wide down the start-finish stretch. Portland International Raceway, 7 minutes to go here at our race opener, season opener. Man, this is only season opener. I can't imagine what the rest of the season, the championship's going to be like if this is only the first race here. 3 wide heading into turns 1 and 2. I think we'll settle it back down to just 2 wide. For the moment, contact for 42, Jake Steckler. Brian Reyes is going to take the outside line here. Even more contact between them. Brian's going to go wide. Somehow tries to save it. No, Brian, no. That's Jake who goes around. 42, red, gray, and black machine has seen better days. We'll take a quick replay at that one. Nope, okay. We're going to have to back this puppy up here. Apologies here. But, I mean, it just goes to show how quick this all happens here. There was contact, even more contact, and that's, oh, Brian, you saw him try to yank that wheel to the left. He did the driver of the Texas University number 21 GR86, but unfortunately just not, doesn't have the move to make there. It's real quick. Backing out to our race lead here, Slater Colby out to the race lead. Goodness gracious, I'm trying to catch a breath here, everybody. I can barely, I can't here with as much battling as we have happening on the racetrack. We got some side-by-side between Warren Johnson and Rylan Stewart right now. We'll stick up and with our battle for the race lead is Nico Colby. Once again, a shark that smells blood in the water at this point. I know who I have my race pick to win as. You see a little 10 horsepower added to that rear bumper of Slater. I don't see any 10 horsepower anywhere on Nico's Rockstar. That's telling you my pick is to win here. Man, Slater, he had a great time there down south below the border. Cancun, it shows that he has not forgotten anything about racing, as well as his real life racing is just about to pick up as well. That Apex Motor Club out of Arizona. These drivers showing that they have the pace, not only in the sim world, but as well as the real world. Or I guess you could flip that one back around. Another one of those Apex Motor Club Arizona drivers, Joe Rainey. We're hopping on board with him now. I thought Joe was might be trying to put a post-it note and send that on the inside of Nico Colby. He thinks better of it here. We'll wrap around that flash chicane. Only 5 minutes to go. That should be just about 3 to 4 laps if my math is mathin' here. Look at this front battle. The slipstream, the draft is in play. Don't count out first through, I would even call it 6th back there to Thiago P. de Lima. All of these drivers, they are just going to have to make the team work, make the dream work here. Right as I mentioned it, Joe Rainey says, screw that, Sean. I'm going to send it down here, may possibly get a 2 for 1. He's going to look down the inside, got the spot from Nico Colby. Going to look down the inside of Slater Colby. Slater's still on that, there's enough grip still on the outside of that racetrack. I don't see any gravel, any tire marbles that are still have not accumulated. Great conditions for racing here tonight. Slater Colby will play enough hopefully enough Super Bowl-esque defense to retain the spot over Joe Rainey. Speaking of defense, looking out Nico Colby's back bumper here. Look at this gaggle of cars. Goodness gracious, I said it earlier here. I don't think I want to be leading this race. Slater Colby, he has shown our race leader right now. Joe Rainey just under, now shown just half of a second back behind Slater Colby. And the reason I say that's here, take a look at this. We'll hop on board with Nico Colby once again. He is close enough. We are sitting below sea level right now. These engines with more than enough oxygen to work with. Nico Colby, he's going to slowly close this gap back to about 0.2 of a second to Joe Rainey. He's going to maybe try and make a switch back move here into turns 1 and 2, pass buying the chicane here. Holy sins there for Thiago P. de Lima. He gets on the brakes there just enough. Coming just about 2-3 laps to go here from up in Portland International. No, Nico, no, this is not what you want to see if you're P2 here. Look at the time lost for Joe Rainey, Nico Colby, Stone Colby. We got Slater Colby starting to run away with it here, boys. 1.8, looking 2-second gap for that black and gold GR86. Joe Rainey somehow made that happen and work there for pass per P2. Nico Colby, you saw him mowing the lawn there at about 100 miles per hour. He will get it slowed and mowed back down as he's looking down the inside line of Thiago P. de Lima. He has to give up the spot. He tried to slot back in there in front of Marvin Samoya. Marvin, with that immaculate run, he got all the way back up to P3 here tonight. Unfortunately, will drop back down to P6, but will be a nice run in the points for all of these drivers in the top, just about this top 6. If they can keep it up and running and all clean. With only 3.5 minutes to go. I know in the GR86 Challenge League that the Sim League that these drivers were last in just a season ago. Some of these drivers, it did come down to just a few points that separated them from some top 3 payouts, as well as those top 3 that are given the trophies there, both in the GR86 class as well as multi-class. And that's why these drivers, you see them fighting for just every tiny little bit of thing that they can here tonight. Slater Colby, he, remember, got that gap down to about 1.8 second lead advantage. It cuts back down to just 0.8 seconds as we see a sector differential between these two Colbsters. Slater leading Stone, but for how long? Stone is faster, sector 1. Faster, sector 2. Is he faster, sector 3? That vehiclebuyers.com is faster. This is going to get down to the white flag, if not 2 laps to go this time by. We'll have to see what Barney's, the flagman, has in his hand as these drivers make their way out and through the last turn of the track. Here we go. This is going to get to the good stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Get up, stand up for your life. Don't give up the fight. Here we go. Should be, sorry. Should be, yes, there we go. White flag is out here for Slater Colby. This is going to get good. This is possibly the best move to make here. Turn 1 in the track, the safest move to make here under braking if you're going to make a move happen. Holy late apex for both of these drivers. I thought Slater had that exit of the corner there all underneath of him, but no, look at this. These drivers both compromise just enough of that corner entry. As here we're just gonna look at out of Slater Colby's rear bumper. Stone is right there with him. How about Joe Rainey in that final driver interview spot? But not for long. Stone's gonna run wide. So is Joe Rainey. That's possibly going to be a slowdown. Takes Rainey out of our final driver interview spots. Here we go, down in just 3 turns to go. Remember, I said it 3-4 times in this broadcast. You don't want to be leading coming to the checkered flag. Slater Colby, he's gonna have to play some really, really big defense. Stone, he doesn't have the spots here just yet. Those right side tires lifted up and off the racing surface. Here we go, out of 8 and 9. Final chance for Stone to make a move. Here comes Thiago P. de Lima. We're going to look side by side for P2. Who are we going to give it to? Contact between Stone and Thiago P. de Lima. Oh, Stone goes around. Our race winner's going to be Slater. Stone P2, Marvin Samoya P3. Holy Holy moly. All right, Marvin's Toyota GR86 is not going to make it past post-race scrutineering. Thiago P. DeLima's gone around and already back into the pits. Joe Rainey, after going off track, unfortunately finds his way down to P5. Nico Colby finishes this race P6. Nico's always got something for us here after the race. That was a really fun race to watch and commentate on here. Oh, boys, yep, rip them off here. Rip off those gloves. Nico, you see, man, he is just about sweating. I don't blame him. I'm sweating up here in the booth. We'll take a look at our race results here, and then, of course, bring you those, oh, goodness, the interviews of our top 3 drivers, as we still have quite a few drivers making their way down and across the finish line here. Grief. Okay, well, looks like we do have the race results here. We go. Of course, our top 3 will be given to Slater Stone and Marvin Samoya. Of course, stick around and be sure you hear from these drivers' post-race interviews. As there we go. Those top 3: Slater Stone, Marvin. Thiago P. DeLima loses just out barely into A. We will get, of course, that replay coming to the checkered flag before our driver interviews. Let me get through our front runners here, and I'll bring you that replay just about 2,000-3,000 times. Nico Colby, or Joe Rainey will bring it on P5. Nico Colby, Brian Reyes, Benjamin Forehand, Jake Steckler, Daniel Parmalee rounding at that top 10. Warren Johnson rounded out P11. Christian, Darren Colby, Andreas Profana, Amethyst Reese, Daniel Higgins, Brandon Burt, Rob Edgel, Jesse L. Pate, Rylan Stewart rounding at that top 20. And here, real quick, before we once again get to driver interviews, take a look at this. I mean, coming to the line here. This is Marvin Samoya is going to barely get this last driver interview spots. Here we got Thiago P. DeLima trying to side draft. Looks like showing here just a little bit contact between these two. Here we go, coming to the stripe here. Man, Marvin Samoya is just going to barely edge out Thiago P. DeLima. Holy contact there. Alrighty, got Slater Colby, Stone Colby up here in the booth. Thiago P. DeLima, don't make me drag you down here. Or excuse me, not Thiago, Marvin Samoya there. Slater, we're going to start with you, man. What a race there after that caution flag came out. You brought the pace there the second half of this race.
Yeah, I mean, 12th to 1st, I guess I'll take it.
All right,
cool. I guess.
But it was a good race. There was, I think, like 2 or 3 cars that spun out, I think, like turn 2 on the start. So that definitely helped me, get back up there. And then, I don't know, I was just trying to push to the pack. Got up there with Joe, Marvin, Thiago, and Nico. Got back up there, and then we were kind of going back and forth, made my way up a little bit more towards the front, and then had the yellow caution. That brought everyone really close together, and then it was kind of just a dogfight from there. I mean, I was pushing as hard as I could. I mean, the car just started slipping and sliding everywhere. So, but I was definitely trying to teamwork with Joe for a little bit while there, get us away from the pack. But then it kind of hurt us a little bit. Nico was running really good. Thiago and Marvin, they're all running really good. So, no, I thought it was a really fun race. I'm glad I could end up on the top.
Gosh, man, I bet you're sweating down there in the seats. I'm sweating up here in the booth just watching you guys. That looked like a lot of fun here tonight. Slater, that was a really immaculate run to get your way up 12 spots gained since that drop of the green flag. This is starting to become a regular thing here, but I guess, I mean, you got it probably engraved in your mind at this point. Who are we shouting out to makes this all possible for you?
VehicleBuyers.com, Overstock Vehicles, obviously you for doing all these races and whatnot. Warren for putting the league on, helping us grow our Miata league. And, yeah, everyone watching at home, appreciate it.
All righty, Slater, thank you so much for taking just a quick time for some driver interviews. Hopefully, let me know if you guys are doing any more racing tonight. I'd love to get behind the wheel with you. Other than that, Slater, have yourself a great rest of your night, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty, P2, man, in the house. Stone, you got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir.
Alright, man, we're gonna ride on board with you here coming out of turns 8 and 9, coming to the checkered flag. Walk us through what was going through your mind here, man.
Well, in the beginning of the last lap, I told Slater, I was like, I'm going to go for it, so just get ready. And so he was blocking me pretty good down that last straight, and then going into the last corner, he messed I think the car was pushing a little bit and kind of almost like brake checked me, which slowed us down a lot. And then that created Tiago and Marvin to catch up, and I was like, I'm screwed. But the only thing I could do from that point was try to defend. And we had a lot of track to work with, but me and Tiago, I was just trying to push him over to the right, and he was not budging. And right before the finish line, it got me all loose and then spun us out. It was not intentional, but it did make cool for a photo finish, that's for sure.
I'm saying, yeah, that's what I was just about to get into that. I mean, goodness, Stone, as many times as you guys go at it, doors at it, bumpers, and so on here with not only the West Coast Sim Racing League, but also Apex Motor Club Sim Racing. It's man, it's never intentional. It's so much fun to watch you guys go at it. Stone, who makes it all possible, not only tonight, but man, the rest of this season.
Shit, same people as Slater, vehicle buyers and Overstock, and Warren for putting on a cool league, and obviously a new season starting up, so it's fun, and then obviously you for broadcasting. Woo-hoo! And I'm even running like 102 fever right now and still racing, but I had to. I'm sweating in my chair, but I had to get on for the first race of the season, but it was cool, and I'm glad I was able to finish on the podium, especially for spinning out in the first turn on the first lap. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Stone, and I'll let you get going here, man. You need some rest there running 102 fever. Thanks for joining us here tonight.
Appreciate it, guys.
Alrighty, that leaves only 2 drivers left here to interview. Of course, driver of the P3 GR86 here tonight came across the finish line, a little bit of a wrinkled nose, but will conquer that final driver interview spot. Marvin Samoya, you got yourself a copy.
Hey, man, that was a lot of fun. That race was a lot of fun, definitely. Battling with everybody, with Slater, with Stone, Nico, Thiago, Joe. I mean, it was an intense fight. I screwed up on I think it was the third lap, second or third lap, battling Nico, and I missed my mark, went off the track, and then I dropped down all the way to, I think, 14th, and then fought my way back. The competition yellow definitely helped. And after that, I just had to, set my sights, focus, and then really just, be consistent, hit my marks. And that last 2 laps actually were really intense. And when it was the start, right to the checkered, all I saw was, I think, Thiago darting right slowly. Then Joe, I think it was off my screen. And I just told myself, I am not lifting. I am pointing straight. And it's either going to be a 5th or 3rd. And I think I just barely squeaked by and got a 3rd. So that was just a lot of fun. Great racing overall, and a little beating and banging, but I mean, that's part of racing. So that was a lot of fun.
Shoot, yeah, you're gonna have a little beating, a little bit of banging in these lighter horsepower cars here, like the Mazda MX-5 and the GR86. I know you kind of walked us through your point of view coming across that start-finish line. You're not lifting until you saw that checkered flag, and that's going to present you with that P3 finish. Marvin, real quick before we let you get going, what were the track conditions like here tonight?
It was pretty good. I didn't feel like it was slick at all. I felt like it was pretty grippy throughout the whole run. I think towards the end, because of that ended up with a lot of us up front using our tires, and our tires were starting to wear down because I started seeing the pace kind of drop from what it was, which it was like a high 116s, mid 117s, and then went up to like 118s, 119s. I think because of my little incident before and then kind of cooling on tires and everything, I think I had a little more tire than the rest of the guys, and that kind of helped me push harder. And I think the track conditions were just perfect.
Well, Marvin, congratulations on your podium finish here tonight. That's a great way to start the season.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I thank you, Sean, for broadcasting, taking your time and, basically, spectating, commentating, telling everybody at home and showing them what we do.
Hey, thank you so much for that, Marvin. That goes a long way here behind the scenes. I really appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Alrighty. Before we cut to league owner interview here, Mr. Warren Johnson, real quick, I'd like to thank everybody here for coming out and spending your Monday nights with us live in YouTube land. Moonlight Dancer, Zed's Life, Terry, Melina, just to name a few there, Jordan, got Zero the Racer. I mean, just to name a couple of you that have showed your appreciation for us live in the YouTube chat. But with that being said, we'll cut to Warren Johnson, then I'll catch my plane ride back home. Warren Johnson, you got yourself a copy.
I'm here, brother. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, man. What was your race like here tonight?
I mean, I think the race was freaking awesome, but I hit Stone in the beginning of the race. I believe it was Stone. It was either him or Brandon. I felt bad. There was an incident in front, and I was kind of paying attention to that, and I just missed the braking zone. But I let them by. So, and then I got like a weird meatball flag to like come into the pits, but my car wasn't even hardly damaged at all. It was driving completely fine.
Did you take
I didn't
a rumble
want to
strip too hard, or?
No, I mean that it happened after I hit Stone or Brandon or whoever.
Okay.
Like the car wasn't damaged like at all. So I don't know what it was, but it's okay. I still had fun, and I just pitted, and the safety car fixed it, so that was easy. But yeah, I think that was a major improvement on the race, like with the competition caution and everything. I think that was a lot more fun, and I'm glad to keep doing that. You did a great job with that, by the way.
Oh gosh, I hope so. I start sweating each time because I can't screw this up. Please don't screw this up. So good to know that it went okay there.
Yeah.
Well, Warren, who makes this all possible for you? This is looking to be like a start to a really great, fun league.
Yeah, this was great. I'm really excited for the rest of the season, and I'm excited for the multi-class season to start on Thursday. So don't miss out on that. And I'd like to thank you for doing the broadcast. Panda Spec Motorsports. They're a really, really good group of guys. I race with them doing endurance stuff, and they've kind of accepted me in there, and they're really, really good guys to race with and learn from. Of course, the Apex guys for always being there. That's kind of our sister league over there, the Apex MX5 league. So, if you want to race some Miatas, go check them out. I'll thank 86 Challenge, our former name of our league, but the real life 86 Challenge. Those guys are always fun, and I'm glad we're doing that. And if there's anyone else I missed, sorry, but that was there's too many people to thank. But thanks for coming out. Thanks for the guys on the YouTube, and can't wait for next week.
Hey, thank you so much, Warren, and you go ahead and have yourself a great rest of your night. And I can't wait till really, I guess Wednesday night we got that Apex MX5 league or Sim League, and then of course Thursday night multi-class racing at where are we at? Monza.
Yes.
That'll be a fun one. Be sure you join in. Mark that on your calendars Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. Also, this is the Wednesday night Apex Motor Club Sim League. That's all I got here, Mr. Johnson. Anything else for live here on YouTube and our YouTube fans?
I think we're good. Just thanks for coming. We'll see you next time.
Alrighty, let me know if anybody's got some hosted races here coming up. I'm itching to get behind the wheel. But, this new season, gotta test some stuff out, right? So, Warren, you timed that perfectly. New iRacing season as well as new West Coast Sim Racing League season. Can't wait to get this all kicked off. And thank you everybody for joining in here tonight on Sam Studio Network. My name's Sean Stam. I'll catch you guys next time. We are now